Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, how are you? I think you are well by the grace of Almighty Allah, and I am also well. For this reason, I have come here to deliver your lecture. And meanwhile, I have given two lectures to you. Number one, the life history of Jane Austen, and the second, the background or introduction. But some elements and some incomplete lectures are there of background or the introduction. So I like to deliver another lecture, and the lecture is number 3. You can see here, dear students, Dhaka Women College, Depth of English, Honors 4th year, course number 241101, lecture number 3. So, I think you are very much careful about your life. And now you are stay in the house safely and try to hear or watch the video regularly. You know very well, I, Sheikh Jahangir Hossain, head of the Department of English, Dhaka Women College, and I like to start you the lecture of 19th century novels. And first novel is the Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. And I have given about Jane Austen and also the background, but the incomplete lecture is going to be delivered by me with a view to you. So here I have written some important things here, novel Pride and Prejudice, introduction and background. Number 1, money and wealth, the secondary importance. Yes. In this novel, money and wealth are very important, and it is called here the secondary importance in the novel. And you know, the place Longbourn is a village where Mr. Bingley, a bachelor, young and strong and very handsome, who came here as a neighbor of Bennet's family. Although Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice begins with great difference to the initial of Longbourn and about Bingley. Bingley's income yearly 4 or 5,000 a year. So it is very important to attract any body, especially the marriageable girls of the family of Bingley. Jane Austen brought up, you know, in the middle class genre. So she had a poor knowledge of the poor society or poor class. She shows her novels an aversion to poverty. Actually, she did not or does not like the poverty. She hates the poor. She hates poverty to an extent that she cannot endure poor characters. So, we have seen here there is no poor characters in her novel. Number 2, character chant. Character chant behavior. Very important. You know, a lot of characters are in this novel, but every character is very rich, but her characters are not exalted. It is correct, exalted levels of aristocracy. The middle class characters are everywhere. She deliberately selects her characters and makes them her views of ridicule. She wanted to try to show the real picture of English society through the ridiculous activities of this character. So, all the characters of Jane Austen are examples of certain idiosyncrasies of behavior. So, you know, by this time we have known that behavior is one of the most important criteria of this novel. So, here we can say Mr. Bennet embodies cynicism. Mrs. Bennet is a lady of mean understanding. She is a mean-minded lady and a little information and uncertain temper. So, in a word, we can say the two characters are totally different. Mr. Bennet is very, very polite, very gentle. On the other hand, our wife, Mrs. Bennet, embodies a lady of mean understanding, mean-minded a lady. So, when Bingley has come as a neighbor of their family, of their house, ultimately Mrs. Bennet tried to make an introduction firstly with Mr. Bingley, because Mr. Bingley is a handsome, young, strong, and his income is sufficient yearly, at least 4 or 5,000. So this money here minds the character. The money or wealth made the characters. Here, for this reason, we have seen these characters are very important to Bennet family, especially Mr. Bingley. So, Bennet is the lady of mean understanding, that is correct. And on the other hand, Darcy embodies pride, while Collins is the symbol of conceit, and similarly, all other characters possess upper class society or upper class standard. Thus, the novel is an atmosphere of social satire. So, through this character, novelist Jane Austen tried to reflect the social character or the real feature of England of that time through this character. Most of the female characters of Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice are male egoists. Here, but her wit is playing all the time and egoism of social caste. So, at the same time, she admires the character. So, both characters, male and female, both characters are here admired. But both characters, male and females, are reflected or presented here by Jane Austen as very nicely and spontaneously. So, I think these characters and behavior, which are the main themes of Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. You know, pride belongs, or Mr. Darcy belongs pride. On the other hand, the female character Elizabeth possesses the prejudice. So, according to these two important characters, actually the novel Pride and Prejudice is written by Jane Austen. Okay, next I like to go to family is the symbol of larger world. Very interesting number. Family is a symbol of larger world. Yes, to everybody, I think, to everyone, family is very important for him or her, because family is the root of all things, all developments, all progress, behavior patterns, way of talking, and so other eating habits, everything depends on family. So here, I think here says family is a symbol of larger world. Of course, to everybody, family is very important to him, because from the family, she or he gets everything. So we can say, first of all, that family is the primary school of everybody's development, education, progress, everything. So family is the root of all progress, all development. So here Jane Austen very nicely presented family, that it is a larger world. It's a big world to develop anybody, any member of that family. So, in Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice and other novels, she showed that the family is a larger world. Every novel, four other novels except Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice are the famous novels of Jane Austen. But what is symbol? Symbol is a technique of literary art. I repeat, symbol is a technique of literary art in which the artist has records indirect statement instead of the object meant to be expressed here. So symbol, everywhere we see a lot of symbols in Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. Because, for example, suppose lion stands for courage or power. Suppose cross for Jesus Christ, or white for purity. These are symbols. So, Jane Austen actually in the family used these kinds of symbol to show the reality. Mainly the family of Bennets consisting of father, five marriageable daughters, very well, Jane, Elizabeth, Mary, and Catherine, and the youngest Rita. So, these five marriageable members are the main theme of the family and also in the novel. Why? Because these five marriageable daughters is the picture of large world in that family. The family is a large world in that Bennet family. Why? Because they have these kinds of members, and these members are the future of this family. So Jane Austen does not shriek the lie. She wanted to establish the importance of family according or the based of the characters and behavior and so on. So these are very important, I think. Of course, every family is a world of every member. This is proverb. Obama, the ex-president of America, says, I am only one person in the eye of government. আমি একজন মাত্র ব্যক্তি সরকারের চোখে, but I am the art of my family. So here in this sentence, a deep explanation is there. So I think family is a very important of every member of that family. Okay, dear. Next, family problems. Of course, we are social being. We are human being. So we have a society, and of course we should have to maintain all the rules and regulation of the society. Society runs continuously with some basis of rules and regulation, some disciplines, some courtesy. So I think every family has some problems. Jane Austen very nicely decorated. Jane Austen very nicely depicts these family problems. She faces life and problems of human existence. The choice of family in Sense and Sensibility, Northanger Abbey, Mansfield Park, and also his famous novel Pride and Prejudice is deliberate. Jane Austen intends to give the picture of life in a miniature. In a miniature, novel is a short fiction, but through these, Jane Austen actually tried to show the total picture of human behavior, social problems, family, country, in a word, the English society and the English people. So, in Pride and Prejudice, we see a lot of characters are there. Suppose Bennet's family, Darcy's, Lucas's, and few others are only families with which Jane Austen is concerned. So, where an artist represents a large object on a smaller canvas. You know artist? So, artists try to draw the real picture or a large theme, entire theme in a small canvas. It is very hard work. So, it is said to miniature painting. This canvas is called miniature painting. And through this painting, an artist tried to reproduce the real or total picture very nicely. And when we see any picture, suppose there is a picture, it is a painting, but through this painting we can get a lot of information. But it is a very small painting, a small canvas. So, we say it is a technique, whose an artist technique, which is followed by Gothic romances, they present the entire world at a time. Jane Austen actually here tries to show the real problems of family through these characters. Okay, dears. Next, mock heroic elements. Mock heroic elements, very important to you. A lot of elements are there in Jane Austen's novel Pride and Prejudice. So there is an element of mock heroic is also set up. And marriage is a minor affair in life. Jane Austen here shows this, but in spite of more importance, she had an impression of realism. So reality is introduced here through the characters. If marriage is not the most of the problems, but it undoubtedly a vital and serious problem in life. So Jane Austen's reminiscences are here through burlesque in Pride and Prejudice. A novel is normally for its character, plot, denouncements, and atmosphere. Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice is full of crises, problems of life and family. So, by reading, one can be disappointed, but actually Jane Austen, through her famous novel Pride and Prejudice, tried to show the real picture of English of that time. Next, number 6, story of Bennet's family. Story of Bennet's family. Yes, it is an interesting story. It is an interesting story to narrate. It is a fiction, it is a novel, and the story of Bennet's family with 5 marriageable daughters, and they are named, Jane, the eldest daughter, and the second daughter is Elizabeth, and the third daughter Mary, fourth Catherine, and also the youngest daughter Lida. And how they mainly, Jane, Elizabeth and Lida are happily united with the with Bingley, Darcy and Wickham respectively. You know, these three characters are involved in love affairs and their marriage is shut at last. The marriage is completed at last. So we can say this is very important. So the story actually depends on the characters of Bennet family and also some others members, others like Bingley, like Darcy, like Wickham, etc. etc. And at last we say that upper middle class. Yes, the novel gives the story of an upper middle class society, upper middle class family of 18th century. The Bennet's family come to contact with the other family like Sir William Lucas Collins and Lady Catherine de Brooke. So these characters are very important here, introduced by Jane Austen. The novel also gives some other interesting characters, and both male characters and the female characters also remain their own status, dignity, personality. So we can say that novel is full of dignity and personality of the characters. Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice is undoubtedly a remarkable novel in 19th century. And last of all, the two charming women. Of course, Jane Austen introduced two important and charming characters, women characters in her novel Pride and Prejudice. So here we can say actually Jane Austen is the first novelist who portrays charming women with a free personality. Jane Austen is a sensitive, pretty, romantic heroine. Elizabeth is a headstrong girl full of prejudice, and Mary a pedant, reading books all times. She is very devoted girl to read. And Catherine, a troubled, dependent girl without any charm. And also the youngest girl of Bennet's family, Lida, a flyer who was eloped with Wickham. So the two characters are very, very charming, named Jane and Elizabeth, a female characters in Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice, which is created by Jane Austen. So at last we say Jane Austen very nicely decorated, very nicely depicted the characters surrounding the Bennet's family and Mr. Bingley, who came here as a neighbor of that family. Here we say Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice is a successful novel of 18th century, and Jane Austen is really a prominent and a pioneer novelist in 18th century who tried to show the real picture through the characters of English people of that time and the society of English of that time. Thank you, dears, up to that. Next time, I like to give a lecture about summary of Jane Austen. So, until that, or up to that time, please stay home, stay safe, and I think, of course, you will pause the video and try to know everything. Please do not waste your time. Thank you all, dears, and I like to request you, please, to contact with calls for any information or phone. Thank you, dears. Allah Hafiz.